Hi everybody, welcome to Camp at Home. It's great to have you with us. I'm going to be taking you through a little workshop now that's all about making your own puppets. These are either going to be finger puppets or hand puppets. So what you may want to do is, when I finish this little talk to you, is to go have a look through the house, see what junk you've got in the recycling, see what things you've got that are worn out that you could use, find some materials and see what you've got to make some puppets with. I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can make puppets, but there are a whole load of other ways as well. So you have a look what you've got, see what you can make with the things that you have at your house. The first kind of puppet I'm going to show you is probably the simplest thing you could imagine. We've all got holy socks, I'm sure, at home, somewhere in the bottom of the drawers, or odd socks maybe. Well, find one of those. This one I found here has got a lovely bit of red on the end of the toes, and it's got some nice stripes on it. So that's going to make a really nice puppet. So simply put your arm inside, like so. I put the heel bit to the top because that'll just fit me better, and then just push the end in like so, and you've now got a mouth. If you see, that little bit of red makes the inside of his mouth. So that's the very, very simplest way you can do it, but then you can add to it. So the next thing I've just done is just to sew a couple of buttons on to make a pair of eyes. So now our little snake puppet, our little animal puppet, has got, let me just get him the right way around, has got a couple of eyes as well. And you could sew a nose on, you could sew some whiskers on, you could put ears on, whatever you want to make him into, you can add little bits to make them much more your puppet. So that's the first kind of puppet. The second one I want to show you, you can take an old glove and you can cut off one or more of the fingers. Now do make sure it's an old glove and not a glove that somebody actually wants, and you'll end up with a finger like that. And the very simplest way you can do it is just to draw on it a little face. When you put it on your finger, you've got a simple little finger puppet. But you could put clothes on this with some material. You could do whatever you want. You could make this much more advanced than what I've done on there. The next thing you could do, very, very simple thing, you've probably all got bits of Lego lying around, Lego men or Duplo men, and by simply sticking a little tab on the back, you can turn those into little puppets that you can use as well. So if you haven't got any other materials to use, you could use your Lego or Duplo men, stick the tabs on the back, and there you've got a very, very simple puppet that you could use a little bit later on. Another way you could make a puppet is to draw on a piece of card the shape of a particular character that you want to make. So you could make this look like a particular person or a particular kind of animal, and then where the legs would go, I've just drawn a little stick going down. I've then taken my felt tips, and we can colour this in if we want, however we want to do it. So you can take your time, colour them in, get them looking really, really good, and when you've finished, cut them out, and you'll end up with a little man like that on a piece of card that you can use as a puppet. So you see the stick at the bottom allows us to hold it and move him around and use him as a puppet. And the final one I want to show, and I'll show you a little bit more detail, is making a puppet out of a yoghurt pot. Now you will need some help from an adult if you're going to use this shape yoghurt pot, which is slightly funny shaped, because what you'll need to do is to get an adult to help you to cut the top off and the rim at the bottom off, so you end up with that bit of plastic in the middle like so, and then just cut straight up the middle like that. And if we put this flat onto a piece of paper like so, we can draw around that, and that will give us the shape of paper we need to roll up, to put round, to make a cover for the yoghurt pot. So important that you do it that way. That'll give you the right shape. What I suggest you do when you cut it out is just cut it a little bit longer each side, so you've got somewhere to stick. So when you cut that out, you can then wrap that around your yoghurt pot. So here's one I'd done earlier. I've got a piece of paper in the middle that I've wrapped around, and then I've taken the second piece, made it into the shape of a little jacket, drawn some details on, drawn a little face on, and that's given me my yoghurt pot man. But to make him into a puppet, all we need to do is get a lump of blue tack and a stick. It could be another piece of card, it could be a lolly stick. Stick into the blue tack, press the blue tack inside the yoghurt pot, and then there's our yoghurt pot puppet ready to use. Okay, so the whole number of ideas that I've given you there of different ways that you could make a puppet, but there are so many others as well. So you have a look what you've got. You might be able to use egg boxes or kitchen roll inners or something like that that might help you make them. Wooden spoons, we use those a lot in kids' church. You might be able to make puppets out of wooden spoons. Bits of old scraps of material, whatever you've got lying around, see how inventive you can be. See if you can make the best finger or glove puppets that you can, and then we'll meet up a little bit later and we'll move on and do another exercise with them, another workshop with them.